For the longest time, I've been saying this is India's century. And today, India is the 5th largest economy in the world, soon to be the 3rd largest, and I would suggest one of the largest economies in the next 25, 50 years. This is India's century. India is the growth engine when it comes to the G20. The opportunity in India is immense, and you can actually feel it at the B20 conference this year. The opportunity domestically, the opportunity for India to play a leading role on the global stage, both geopolitically as well as economically. So India, to me, is the rising star, and this is certainly India's century.
And talking about some concerns like slowing down of China, what kind of opportunity it throws for India? Also, the One Plus China strategy. A few years ago, we were talking about India being an alternative to China as far as manufacturing is concerned, decoupling from China, and many companies seeing India as one of the ways to de-risk from China. Where do you think this has reached, and how successful has India been?
I don't believe in labels. I believe India is charting its own destiny. As I've said, tremendous opportunity for India, both as a hub for export, for the relocation of supply chains into India, for tighter collaborations, particularly with countries like the United States, the UK, others across in the Indo-Pacific region with Japan and Australia. So tremendous opportunity for India, and a tremendous opportunity domestically. 1.4 billion people live in India, highly talented. So a tremendous opportunity for global businesses to locate to India. So I think real opportunities across a spectrum.
Over the last few years, India has taken a number of steps, including PLI, performance-linked incentives, pushing the overall companies through different means. How far do you think India has come in terms of creating a space in global arena? Also, how far does it need to go? What are the immediate challenges it's facing, and what are the solutions to that, or possibly what solutions India can provide in the world economy as far as India's contribution is concerned?
I think the perception for India has changed. And as I said, you asked me prior to the interview as to what the mindset here was. In any organization, any country, there are intangibles and tangibles. India has made tremendous progress on both fronts. Intangibly, the mindset and the focus of the government and the business community to really tap the potential of India has fundamentally changed in the last 8 to 10 years. And then tangibly, some of the actions that the government has taken and has had a positive impact. But there is a little misperception out there between what is truly happening in India and what the perception exists, particularly in Asian countries. And that has to change. And that only changes by having the conversation in places like the B20 summit and showing the progress that India has made. We did a survey when I was at Deloitte, and what we found was that the disconnect between what is happening actually on the ground and what the perception was, particularly in places like Japan, Singapore, there was a big disconnect there, and that needs to be addressed.
And one last question on G20. Well, when you have landed in Delhi, you must have seen G20 all around you. We are preparing and gearing up for holding G20 heads of state meeting in the first half of September. What's your assessment there? How is it benefiting India and creating India's positive space across the world?
I think India has changed the conversation, particularly around a sustainable, inclusive development model. This whole notion of life, which is a model that is different than what the Global North has suggested in the past. I think that is a very welcome change, and we absolutely should keep on that path. I would also like to end on two things. I mean, just on this example of sustainable development, nature-based solutions. I'm working with the state of Haryana on trying to address stubble burning in a uniquely Indian way. And I think that type of development is the path forward, particularly for the global south.
All right, Punit, thank you so much for talking to us, giving your perspective on India's growth story, challenge before India, and about the global economy. Pleasure talking to you.
Likewise, thank you.